From the studio of WTAP Plus, you're watching Women of the MOV with host Phyllis Smith.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Women of the Mid-Ohio Valley podcast. With me today is Rachel Burnham. She is the owner of ROCKSTAR Wellness?
Yes.
And I was going to say fitness, ROCKSTAR Wellness in Marietta. Rachel, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes. So can you tell me a little bit more about your, is it a gym?
Yeah. So it's a group fitness facility primarily. It was something that I'd had in the back of my head when I made the career shift into group fitness. And every gym that I worked at, we lived in Fairmont, West Virginia for a while, and I was traveling like 60 miles to teach a class. It was just, or both ways to teach a class, and all over the place. And I started forgetting which classes I was teaching on what days, and I would take the wrong equipment. And I thought there has to be a better way to do this. And group exercise always feels like such an afterthought sometimes in some of the bigger gyms, and it makes people feel uncomfortable even just having to walk through all of the equipment and everything else going on around them to get to the Group X studio. I just wanted that to be like the star of the show. So we're very much boutique group fitness, I guess you could say.
That's nice. And where are you located in Marietta?
225 2nd Street. So we're conveniently located between the pizza place and Tampico's.
So after your workout, you
can Taco
right
Tuesday, pizza night, whatever you need, it's there.
Yeah. And you went to Marietta College?
I did.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
I graduated in 2012 with a public accounting degree.
Oh.
Surprisingly enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So.
And then, so how did you make that switch to fitness?
I worked for Deloitte, so I went straight into Big Four public accounting straight out of school, and I thought, yes, this is it. This is what I want to do with my life forever. And I got into it, and I didn't like it. Which, I mean,
that happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
You know,
so my greatest piece of advice, we hire a lot of college students, and like never be set in your thought process coming out of school, because you have absolutely no idea what the industry is going to be like once you get there. But I worked there for about a year and a half before I decided, this isn't for me. My husband, or my now husband, and I were getting married at that point, and so I was going to have to transfer anyways. And I thought, now if I'm going to make a shift, now's the time. And he said, I want you to do something that makes you happy. What makes you happy? And I had grown up a dancer and taught dance for a very long time. Oh. And I said, that makes me happy. Like, I'm going to do that. And then, fitness seemed like a logical progression to come after that. So that's kind of how I got from accounting to fitness.
Do you like ballet? Is that the type of dance?
A tap.
Tap. Oh, tap.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, big into tap. I still teach tap.
Oh, yeah. Do you teach it there at ROCKSTAR?
We do. We teach an adult class.
That is so cool.
Yeah, we have 3 adult classes on our schedule right now.
Wow.
It's so much fun. We perform out front of our building during special events.
Fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So what was it kind of like becoming a small business owner?
It's definitely overwhelming for sure. There's no handbook for this at all.
Yeah.
And so the things that I look back, and I think back sometimes when I say, would we do it again if we knew everything we know now? And I don't know.
Right?
I don't know what the answer to that would be, because we opened in 2020 right ahead of COVID. So the pandemic shut us down 72 days into our opening. So it's definitely been an overwhelming process, and just the things that I never thought I would have to think about and handle on a day-to-day. It's been an experience for sure, because I just wanted to teach group exercise. Yeah, exactly. And so then all of a sudden, I'm managing people and accounts and trying to make a business run on the day-to-day, and it's a lot different.
How many employees do you have?
We hire just a handful of childcare and front desk staff, and then we have a team of about, it depends on the time of year, we have some that come in and out seasonally, but about 12 to 15 instructors too.
Wow, that's like a lot of people to kind of keep track of and manage. Did your financial background kind of help you with that, or?
It does, in a way, yeah, just knowing how to budget, audit and, controls and things like that in a small business realm. Since I've worked behind the scenes auditing companies, it was helpful to have some of that background. But interestingly enough, my husband handles a lot of the financial side of the business so that I can do the things that I actually enjoy.
Yeah, that you actually want to do. Do you do yoga too? Or
I do not personally teach yoga, but we do have it at the facility. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yoga is a very specialized certification. It takes 200 hours to get your certification, and not necessarily one of my greatest passions. I enjoy taking the class every once in a while, but not exactly what I like to do every day.
So what are like some of the classes that you offer?
Myself, my first class that I ever taught was Pound, rock out workout.
Oh, is that like the cardio drumming?
Similar. It's the green weighted drumsticks.
Okay.
And so you actually strike the ground instead of a ball. They're weighted a quarter of a pound each, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you compare it to a normal drumstick, it is quite different. But you use different movement spectrum options, so you can be at hip height and never touch the floor, but without anything pushing back against your arms as you strike the air. You actually get a really good arm workout from not hitting the floor as well. So it's a great class. It was the first one that I ever taught. But we do traditional things like spin. I teach Pilates, and then we have some off the wall kind of things like we have a class called High Yo. It's a kind of a modern fusion of like yoga and stretching, which is nice, with louder, more upbeat music. So it doesn't have that same
the Zen.
Exactly, that Zen vibe that you'd expect. It has a lot more energy behind it. And then one of my other favorites is High Fitness. It's a modernized aerobics class. So you think old school aerobics and then combine it with like burpees and tuck jumps.
That sounds fun.
And then the music is spectacular.
Like Russell Simmons kind of. No,
Richard Simmons. Yeah.
Whoops.
Could be compared to that for sure. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's one of our most popular classes. So, we just have a little bit of everything.
And like in Marietta, I feel like that's kind of rare to find. I feel like some of the things you're describing are like maybe you could find in a big city, but
and that was the goal too. Is I lived in Columbus for a while. My husband lived in Houston for a while. When we've seen what is available other places, and I thought, how cool would it be if Marietta could have a piece of that. So we offer about 80 classes a week, which is just wild. That there's that kind of that kind of opportunity and option for people in their fitness journey. So
so I was talking to Stacey Hauser about trying to motivate people to actually. We were joking. We're like, people will do anything but work out. Look good. So I was hoping to maybe kind of ask you, like, what are ways that people can maybe motivate themselves to move, or...
It's a difficult thing. We run in waves. This is a really slow time of year for us because May is such a busy month, and we're coming off of May at this point, and into June, and summer starting, and vacations.
Get that summer body.
Yeah, but yes, everybody still wants. They still want the results of the workout, but maybe don't have the time to commit to it. We really thrive on community. That's really what we built our facility on, is community. I used to work out in my basement when I had my accounting job, and I took a lot of breaks, and I would watch the people on the screen and just cheer them on from the sidelines, and I would just sit there and say, I don't really feel like doing this today. So I understand that motivation piece, but if I'm in a class with other people, I'm going to work harder. If, I know that people are going to notice when I'm not there, I'm going to come to class. So that community piece is really key. And then we do a lot of one-on-one coaching, primarily in the nutrition realm too, but that accountability piece of having a coach that's looking at what classes did you come to this week? Did you hit your protein goal? Did you drink your water? Are you sleeping well? If we've got somebody looking at those things and saying, I know you can do it, there's just an added amount of adherence to a program that way.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure it's a good way to meet people too.
Oh, absolutely. In the summer months, we do. It's one of my favorite things. We do a team challenge too. So we divide up into teams, a little bit of friendly competition. It's themed differently every year, and so that's a really good way to keep people motivated. And some of our biggest months have come from the team challenge month, just because people are so ready to come into class and support their team. And but it's sad in a way that people are more likely to do things like this for other people rather than just doing it for themselves. But hopefully we give them that encouragement to continue to do those things even after a challenge like that is over.
And so I was wanting to go back to how you were saying you opened 72 days and then COVID hit. How was that, navigating that?
That was a blow. I kind of saw it coming. I'm a master trainer for Pound Workout, and I trained with instructors from all over the world, and so I was hearing about it already, closing down gyms, and they knew that I had just opened, and they said, Rachel, look, like, you need to figure something out because this is coming. It's coming, and it's probably going to impact you in a really great way, and we know you just opened, and that's a really hard time to deal with something like this. So our team actually, it wasn't pretty, and we've learned so much about technology since then, but we were ready to roll as soon as we got the notification that we had to be closed at 8 p.m. that Monday evening. We reopened Tuesday morning in with a virtual presence, and it was small for 72 days, but we were open for 72, closed for 72, but it kept us connected. For a while before we had a stay-at-home order, the instructors were actually coming into the building and teaching their classes. We had a little room set up. Then stay-at-home order, it was just me by myself, teaching to a screen all day, but it kept people moving, and we tried just to connect a little bit after class just to check in with people. But it made coming back to live classes, you appreciated it so much more. But it took a few years for people to be comfortable coming back in, and we got out of our routines. You don't realize how much that break in your routine can impact, again, your motivation to get back into a workout routine. So we're finally feeling like, okay, like this is where we were 6 years ago.
Have you found that people still like online stuff, or they definitely prefer in person?
We still have it. It's a nice option. I think more than anything, I don't think it's the preferred method for sure, but now we offer 33 classes a week online, and we have a new setup for that too. So we're able to offer classes. We met people from all over the world when we were teaching virtually.
You can just hop on from...
and when we went back to teaching in person, they would message and say, I miss you. I wish I was closer. And so we're trying to find ways. This is a new adventure for us, offering so much online, but for a way for people to be part of what we have, even if they're not in our community locally.
Do you have any plans to branch out from your location in Marietta?
Not currently. It's a lot to manage one location.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I wanted to keep it, I want to stay personally in the business, and you always care about a business in a way no one else can as the owner of it. Eventually, I'd love that. We have an incredible team, so I could definitely see it happening. Right now, again, at 80 classes per week, our schedule's pretty maxed
you seem
out.
very busy.
But I would love for other people to get to experience what we have, because I think it is so special.
Yeah, because I'm sure people from West Virginia, come over, and
but it is nice in the virtual sense. They do have the opportunity to, if it's too much of a drive, you can still be part. And some of our programming's online now too, so we're positioning ourselves to be more accessible to more people.
Yes. And so when you first started, was it difficult to recruit people to come to your gym? Or it sounds like you have a lot of attendance.
We had a good following starting out. I was teaching at about 6 locations when we opened, and I took about 6 weeks off and stopped teaching at all my current locations. And then I was teaching at churches and
so people
other
knew you
facilities, other gyms.
Followed you.
Yeah, so I would have people that would follow me little town to town and take class. So we had a decent following, but again, when you start something like this, you never really know what the vibe is going to be like, who you're going to attract. But it's the best community that I could have possibly asked for, and our attendance has been good. So.
Right, because I know kind of just like when you're starting out, I feel like it's hard to get people like to come to you and try something new.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that had been a challenge for you, or
It is, and still we have situations where people walk by our building and they say, "Oh, I didn't know this was here," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, we've been here for 6 years." So just getting the word out. We try to do as much in the community as possible with parades. We try to make ourselves a spectacle. At Christmas, we put our spin bikes on a float, and we line them up like with the reindeer, and we pull a sleigh, and everybody loves that. Every year,
funny.
it's a big hit in the Christmas parade. We always do our pound workout in the street during the Labor Day parade, and then just our big events. We'll shut down Second Street pretty regularly for bigger charity events. Pound for Pink's our biggest one. We had a stage in the middle of Second Street last year, and about 75 people doing the pound workout in the street. So a lot of people just stop by to watch and see what it was about. So I think the more we can do where we're out in the community and letting people see what we do and what we're about, the better.
Are you from Marietta originally?
I'm from Lowell originally.
okay,
yeah. Yep. So
Not
right
far.
down the road.
Yeah. So running this with your husband, is that fun? Is that stressful?
It can be a bit of
Yeah.
both, and it's hard to find I find that we try not to talk about work at home sometimes, but we still kind of always drift back to talking about the business, so that can be a little challenging, but we have a lot going on in life, so there's plenty to talk about.
You just had a baby.
Yes, just a couple months ago, and we have a toddler, and so there's a lot going on, and he has his job and his coaching and all of the things that he does.
How do you make fitness a priority? Because I know it's so easy to like push it off to the side because you've got probably a gajillion. Like, how do you make time for the fitness?
Myself?
Or
anybody?
Yeah, because I literally today, I was like, I should lift some weights before I go to work. And then I got to do it, a bunch of other stuff, and then I didn't do it. Like,
I think people think that it has to be this grand thing that you do, like that you have to spend. If you're not spending an hour, it's not worth it. Or if you're not spending 45 minutes, it's not worth it.
Right.
And I think sometimes the challenge that we have is convincing people that, 5 minutes is better than no minutes.
Right.
10 minutes is better than 5 minutes. If you can, whatever you can do is going to be worth it. There's a lot of studies out there that show that it doesn't have to be a lot. It just needs to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if we can get people to understand that consistency piece, that you don't have to do things perfectly. The perfection is hard too. I think a lot of people get stuck in that. If I'm not eating right and sleeping enough and working out, I'm just not going to do any of it because I want to do it perfectly, or I'll start again on Monday. It seems to be that kind of thought process, but that's the way I kind of think about it is if I can't get 30 minutes, can I get 5?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to feel better if I just do something.
Right.
Or if I can't lift because it didn't work out, can I walk? So just finding ways to mix movement into your everyday as much as possible. And I find that if you do that, then it just continues to compound. Like, you love it, you figure out that you love it, and then you want to make it that priority.
Yeah.
And doing things first thing in the morning. There are people that love 5 a.m. classes, those people exist. I don't frequent those very often unless I get pulled into sub, but for a lot of people, if they prioritize themselves first thing in the morning, that's the only way it's going to get done, because there's everything else is going to get jumbled into the middle of the day, and then you get to the end of the day and it hasn't happened. So sometimes just giving yourself 5 minutes of a lift in the morning, or of like a 10-minute walk in the morning, is all you need to kind of change your day.
Yeah, I kind of try to think about it like, you're supposed to brush your teeth for however long it is, like 2 minutes. But, if you can't do it for 2, you don't just like not brush your teeth
right.
today. You do like 30 seconds.
You're running out the door and you spend like 20 seconds brushing your teeth. It's still better than nothing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So I try to frame it like that a little bit.
Same thought process. Yeah. And it's a difficult thing, because I think I think people are like, well, if I can't do it well, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But
we just like it's drilled like you got to do an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, an hour.
you don't have to do an hour.
An hour.
And we have a lot of 30-minute options now. And
really?
People like being able to come in, get things done pretty quickly. Then they have the freedom to do, if they have the time, can they take 2 shorter classes and get to do 2 things that they enjoy rather than just one.
I feel like variety is another big thing too.
Yeah.
So you don't get, bored.
For sure. Yeah. And it keeps your body kind of guessing in a way. Consistency is good as well, like because then you see progression over time, but there is value in mixing things up too. So,
So what are your hours at ROCKSTAR?
Well, it depends on the day of the week. Some Tuesdays and Thursdays right now we start at 5:15 a.m. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 a.m. And we end at 6:45 every morning for those early classes. Then we're back between 8 and 9, and then we run through the lunch hour typically, and then we're gone again until about 4, and then we're back again for the evening, and we close normally about 7:30, 8:30, somewhere in there.
Oh, that's nice for people that are
and
like
then Saturday mornings, yeah. Oh, it's nice to have options. Yeah, some people like those late evening options. Some people want to just come in and get it done earlier in the day, so we try to make it as accessible as possible to the most number of people.
Are you open Sundays or
no? Unless we have a special event, which we just did a bachelorette party class,
fun.
Which was really fun. We did that on a Sunday, so we did a photo booth, and the bride got to pick the class and the songs and the entire
like a spin
playlist.
Class?
She did a strength-based lifting class and a bar class. So,
I've heard of bar.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, bar is very popular as well.
Yeah, a lot of strength.
Yes.
Yeah, and Pilates is like really popular.
Pilates is really, it's probably the big upcoming thing. Flexibility's in there too is something that we're seeing being really popular along with strength training. It's strength training and lifting weights has been in there for a little while, but Pilates is really making a splash right now in fitness.
I'm sure you've seen kind of like some fads come and go.
Oh yeah.
Or it seems like it seems like they stay, or you see is there any like weird things that you've seen?
Weird things. I mean, sometimes I have people send me videos of like the strangest workouts, and I'll say, I don't think that's for
We're
us.
not going to be adding this,
but a lot of the things that we have, it just ebbs and flows. Like we've offered Pilates for years. It was never the most popular class, and now it does really, really well. Yeah. So same thing with any of the classes we offer.
And then, like, the
kind of
hula
flows.
hooping is like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't offered anything like that,
Yeah.
but. Yeah, like step aerobics is coming back in.
Oh,
like we just,
the Richard Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, it's all coming back around.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in like a more modern way. A lot of the times, they're just companies are putting a modern spin. So when we take our certifications, it's fun to see what's out there. And,
aerial yoga. Have you?
I've not done any of the aerial classes or the bungee or anything like that. It was something I would love to add, but not at the current moment.
I know you have to have like enough clearance, like from the ceiling to the.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to think about for sure.
I couldn't. I got motion sickness when I tried.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I didn't have the arm strength either.
It may not be for me then.
Oh my gosh, I was like. It was not good, but again, it was like in the pursuit of like trying something different, seeing if I like it.
You never know until you try something. I think that's something that people get caught up into is they come in, and if they don't like the first thing they try, sometimes it can be hard to try something else, but there's so much variety out there.
You get so sore, the TRX.
Well, there's that too. Yes, we do have TRX.
Oh, you have that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I tell people, I use the word time effective. Like their classes aren't very long, but
yeah, you won't be able to walk. If I wanted to get shredded quickly, I would do TRX. That's crazy.
It's really great. It opened up a lot for us. There were good things about the pandemic in a way too, because a lot of our certifications switched from being in-person certifications to online certifications. And so it allowed our team to really start to explore other classes and other formats and modalities. And I think that that's actually been a strength, that, TRX offered the training for free during the pandemic. So a whole group of us took the training for TRX, and so we were able to offer it at the gym. So, yeah, just interesting little things like that.
Now, do you have like a gym where people can work out, or is it just classes?
No, we're all classes.
Okay.
We have a room for personal training. So if you want to work one-on-one with a coach, we do have, and we have a treadmill that is for our running and walking group. So in the winter when they can't get outside, they can book a slot on the treadmill and come in and do that. But yeah, it's all group.
Now, do you have like a favorite exercise of yours that you like to do?
I like pound will always be one of my favorites, but I love high fitness, the aerobics. It's just such good energy in the room, and the class gives it back to you. And you know, they can be really vocal, which is fun. There's a lot of opportunity for that during the class, and so if there's a good energy exchange, the class can be a lot of fun for both the participants and the instructors too. And then I love to tap. I will always love to tap dance. So, and I think you can get a good workout from just tap dancing, and it exercises the brain too when you have to learn choreography and remember
what fun.
Comes next. It is so fun. It is, and it's something that, I mean, you can start learning in any stage of life. I started teaching at the O'Neill Center in Marietta. So my classes were, you know, average, you know, in their 60s. Some of them had always wanted to take tap and never had been able to do it as a child. And then, you know, you kind of lose that, like it's mostly targeted towards kids. But now to have an opportunity at 50, 60, 70 to start learning how to tap dance and do something new.
Or like line dancing?
Yeah.
Like, line dancing's fun.
Oh, yeah. I think it's all fun. I think it depends on what you're in the mood for, but I just think moving is it can bring so much joy. Not anymore. We have a class called, Zumba is a tough one to find around our area now, unfortunately. We did have it for a while. We have something called Turn Up Dance Fitness now. So it's like a hip hop inspired class.
Oh, I love that.
So it's a lot of fun. It's our main dance fitness class now.
So you teach a lot of the classes?
Yeah, right now, coming back from maternity leave, I think I'm back up to 17 a week right now.
Wow.
Before I was teaching 24. I don't think I'll ever go back to that. I just think it's a new stage of life, so it's time to back off just a little bit and quality over quantity for a little while. So let some other, and it's been a good experience trying to, you know, a lot of our instructors were participants first. So mentoring them into those roles and letting them shine, and then I get to go take their classes rather than teach them all. So it's been a good experience.
Kind of like keeps giving back.
Yeah. But yeah, I think my body's realizing it can't keep that up forever.
Yeah, you're just only like 3 months postpartum, so
that
must be a lot.
Yeah. I love to move though, and I mean, I exercised. I taught 4 classes the night before we had our son. And
really?
So I think I left the gym, and we had a scheduled date, and I said, all right, it's my last night. Like, I'll see you all later. So 8:30, walked out the door and knew I wouldn't be back for a little while. So
I'll be back with my baby.
Yeah, I'll be back
time.
with my baby. But I mean, of course, we were back in to visit very, very shortly after.
So you've just always loved movement?
Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
And I think that's why sitting at a desk was so hard. It just didn't feel good. There was no interaction with other people, and I was always so quiet and shy and backwards that I don't think I realized I needed that. So, I had outlets for that when I was younger. And then when you don't have an outlet for it, you're like, what am I doing? And why am I missing like this piece of you know, what I need out of life? And so it was cool to get back to that and then feel that. And then other instructors had to pull the extrovert out of me in a way. So I started co-teaching once I moved back to Marietta with another instructor, and we were complete opposites, or we are complete opposites. She still teaches for us, and that was the best experience for me to have someone be completely different than me and encourage me to step out of a comfort zone. It was so cool. So
right. Yeah, because I know like when you're in school there's like, you know, team sports you can do, but then like when you're an adult it's like, well,
what do you do? You go to work and you go home.
Yes, you gotta find something to move and to make your body feel better. And then you also do the nutrition side too, a little bit?
Yeah, we do. Coming out of my job, I think it was mostly stress related, but I had peptic ulcers all through my stomach, which was another reason to make the career shift. But I struggled with it for a long time, and it wasn't until I had a functional doctor look at me and kind of, look at what I ate. And I think I got to, she said, just describe for me a typical day of what you consume. And I thought I was doing quite well, and I was normal weight. I looked healthy on the outside. I was as sick as could be on the inside. And she stopped me at lunch, and she's like, no, all wrong.
Oh.
And she said, take this list, eat off this list. And she's like, we're going to get you off. We're going to be done with medication. You don't need this. You're too young. You're too young to be feeling this way. To be sick in bed all the time and have this type of pain. You're too young for that. And it was so simple. And I thought, there's no way it's this simple. And so I went ahead and enrolled in a nutrition course right away. As soon as I talked to her and I started feeling better, I thought, this is insane. I had no idea. And so I said, I need to learn as much as possible for myself, so I can continue to feel better. And then it made a logical sense to want to share that with everybody else. So, so there's no secret formula. I mean, honestly, people think there's like a magic. There's nothing magical about nutrition. It's like very, very cut and dry. It's like, eat whole foods. Make sure your macros are okay. Make sure you're eating your protein, drinking your water, doing those things. But it's just, do you do those consistently? And so it was a really eye-opening experience for me, something I wanted to share. So
right, because the two go hand in hand.
Yeah, you have to have, for overall wellness, you need a lot of pieces to the puzzle with the fitness and the nutrition, but then sleep, stress management, how you recover matters, your relationships matter, which is why I love group fitness. It just kind of fits into that overall wellness picture really
it's
nicely.
like a whole little ecosystem kind of. Yeah.
Exactly.
So can people pay for like one class, or do you have memberships? Or
So we have some people that drop in. They've been dropping in since day one. It's just a $6 drop in for any class.
Any class?
Any class.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we have childcare that's $2 per class. We want to make it, I know, per child, per class. We want to make it so easy for people to just say, especially moms, and I appreciate it now. I was not a mom when we opened, but I am now. And it's so easy to not put yourself in a priority position in your everyday. So we can make it easy and inexpensive and give them a place where they are safe and have fun and can be with other kids. It's the best case. So the windows are open so they can peek in and like see how they're doing, So that was a priority for me to make that piece like important, and making sure it's accessible for parents to come in and do it. It's even more important now that I understand it. But people can drop in. We do ask them to pre-book childcare just because making sure we have the staffing. And then we do have packages available. We offer a bundle, so it's just 10 or 20 classes, and they last for 3 months. We want to, again, like life happens, we know that people will be in and out, and 3 months is plenty of time to use 10 or 20 classes. And then we have those that are just, we call it dialed in completely, and they can get an unlimited membership where they can take everything we offer, have access to our virtual classes when they're out of town, or just want to stay home and take from home. And then we have an on-demand library that we've built too. So that's also, if they want to work out with us at 3 a.m. Now they can. So we have all of those options available. Yeah.
Wow. It sounds like you really offer like quite a lot, and you stay busy, and it's been a ride. That's for sure. Yes, absolutely. But it seems like it's your life's passion, and it's where you...
It is for sure. I'm so much happier doing this rather than doing...
Probably being your own boss is like kind of nice.
It is. Yeah. And I'm trying to find a balance. I think there's good and bad in that, because when you care about something so much, your tendency is to spend all your time thinking and doing that.
Yes.
And so it's been, my word of the year is balance.
Yeah.
So trying to find, I've got a couple of days at home now where I'm not allowed to go to work.
Not permitted.
Yes. And so we keep, we stay at home, and I focused on the kids and try to shut work off for a little while and know that I have people in positions to handle it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so easy to want to be there all the time and have a hand in
sure.
everything. But,
yeah, I'm sure it's like you could be enmeshed in it like 24/7 if you wanted to.
And honestly, in the past, I have been.
Yeah,
So.
but yeah, it probably like ebbs and flows a little bit too.
Yeah, there are busier time. Like January's our time to shine.
the
the resolution.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, though, people think, oh, January's got to be your best month. March is our best month.
Oh,
like year over year, we can
Really?
look, and every year it's March.
Oh.
It's like a slow build from January to March. We drop in May, a slow rise till school starts in August. It flows a lot with school. You see big drops when school starts, and so many of our participants are moms or grandmas, and they're caring for kids or their teachers, and so developing a new routine when school either stops or starts is definitely a challenge for people. But yeah, we encourage everyone to get back in that routine as fast as they can, because you wait too long. It's so hard to
use it or lose it.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that definitely after 6 weeks off. You definitely have a new appreciation for what it's like to start over on day one. So yeah.
Well, Rachel, is there anything else you'd like to add? Or?
Well, no, I'm just so grateful for the community to support us over the last 6 years. We have such an incredible community, so thank you to them, and shout out to our team and everyone that has allowed me to do what I love every single day.
Yeah, and you guys, do you have a Facebook page?
We do.
People can keep up with you guys?
Yep, ROCKSTAR Wellness LLC.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Great. All right. Well, thank you, Rachel. And this has been another edition of Women of the MOV, and I'll see you guys next time.